Hello, everyone. My name is Riley Egan. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm an intern with the MSUvote Campus Coalition.
And my name is Langston Smith. My pronouns are he, his, and I'm also an intern with MSUvote. Today, we're going to be giving a presentation on voting rights for the upcoming election. So first off, who can vote? So all US citizens are allowed to vote. You just have to be 18 years or older on or before election day, and you must be a legal resident of whatever state you choose to vote in. And if you need more information on where you need to vote or registration information, visit vote411.org. When can you vote? So election day is November 3rd. However, early voting is available in Michigan from now until 4 o'clock on November 2nd. And you have until 8 p.m. on election day to turn in or fill out your ballot for it to count towards the election.
What do you need to bring to the polls? So the first thing is photo ID. A lot of states require or request photo ID when you arrive at the polls. In Michigan, you'll be asked to show your ID, but if you forget it, you can still vote. They just have a form for you to fill out. In other states, it is explicitly required, so you will have to have it to vote. You want to bring some personal safety items. So bring a mask, bring some gloves, bring hand sanitizer, just things to keep you safe. Make sure you don't have any accidental COVID exposures and just make sure you can stay healthy. And then things to keep yourself occupied and surviving the lines. Some of the lines might get very long. Hopefully you won't have to wait for too long, but it could be a couple hours worst case. So bring something to keep yourself occupied. If I were going to vote in person, I'd probably bring my Switch because it's just fun.
So this year specifically, one of the big things that's on everybody's mind is voter intimidation. So voter intimidation is questioning voters' citizenship or qualification for voting, falsely representing oneself as an election official, or spreading false information about voter requirements. So voter intimidation is illegal in the United States, and it is a federal crime to threaten, intimidate, or coerce a person to vote or not to vote in a specific way. If you see any intimidation going on, please immediately report this to local election officials or call 1-866-R-VOTE or 1-888-VE-VOTA for Spanish to get election protection. So your vote is personal. You don't have to tell anybody who you voted for or explain your vote at all. You do not need to speak English to vote, and you do not need to pass a test to vote.
In the US, they are required to provide accommodations as needed for people with disabilities. So if you're a voter with a disability, one of your options is to have a family member or friend or someone come with you and help you at the polls. If standing in line would be difficult for you, let the poll workers know and tell them what you need. They can help you with that. And if you can't get accommodations from the poll workers present, or if there's any issues even just getting into the location, you can call 1-866-OUR-VOTE and they'll help you out there. And another important need for accommodations is for people who speak languages other than English. So if you need assistance reading or writing in English, you can bring someone with you to help. It can't be an employer, but any other person is fine. If you have trouble voting due to lack of English fluency, there's a couple hotlines. So there's one for Spanish, one for Arabic, one for English, and then one for Bengali, Cantonese, Hindi, Urdu, Korean, Mandarin, Tagalog, and Vietnamese, all kind of lumped together there.
So some potential issues at the polls. If your name is not on voter rolls, voters are entitled to a provisional ballot. If the poll worker cannot find your name in both local and state systems, fill out a provisional ballot. After election day, officials will investigate whether you're registered to vote or not. If you are qualified and registered to vote, your provisional ballot will count. If you are in line and the polls close, which they will at 8 o'clock, please stay in line. As long as you are in line to vote by 8 p.m., you have the right to vote. And if voter machines are not working at the polling location you choose to go to, request a paper ballot and fill it out, or you can look at many of the other polling locations where machines might be working.
We have a lot of resources available on the MSUvote website. So if you visit msuvote.msu.edu, you can find the resources we have, events, videos of important university figures saying why it's important to vote, and more information. We also have a student-run web chat where you can ask any questions you may have, including out-of-state voting information. No question is stupid. No question is something that you should already know. Voting is really important and it's really complicated. So don't feel embarrassed by any questions you may have. And then if you go to msuvote.msu.edu/events, you can view our upcoming events and important dates for this election.
And remember, election day may be November 3rd, but you can vote up until then. So please go out and vote today if you haven't.
Thank you.